Today I'm going to show you how to naturally dye your gray hair using 3 different herbs. So let's get into it. Alright you guys, so y'all know that I constantly dye my hair using henna, but today I want to show you how to get a mix of different colors such as browns all the way up into a blue-black using henna and other herbs. So let's get into it. Alright, so first and foremost, y'all, I have a ton of grays up front that have just been graying, okay? Just been popping and showing out. And I definitely want to get them covered. I usually just do a one-step henna process, but I want to show you how you can get some richer hues in your henna, such as browns, all the way ranging into a blue-black. So let's get into this wash day. So before you begin any henna process, you always should cleanse your hair with shampoo to help lift those cuticles so they can receive the henna treatment. So let's get into that first. So the cleansing process is an important step when it comes to doing a henna treatment. As you know, henna binds to the cuticles on the hair shaft. It's important for the loss and dye to bind to the cuticles for maximum coverage and benefits. Now, when it comes to many of the treatments I'm going to mention here, it is important for henna to be the base of the treatment. So making sure that our hair is nice and cleansed and no oils or butters are left remaining is a key first step. Now I'm going to show you how to create the henna, which is going to be used as the base of this mixture. Now if you're using fresh henna, you want to create this mask at least 3 to 4 hours prior to using it. But since we're using my henna gloss bar, the gloss bar will be activated by the heat in this mixture and the loss of dye will be released quickly. I added about 6 ounces of water to the mixture and stirred until I got a nice and chunky mixture. Next up, I'm going to go in with amla powder. If you notice, many times I do not use amla powder because amla can tone down some of the reddish hues, creating a more chocolatey mix to your henna. But this time, since I'm focusing on a very dark black color, I want to start off with a nice warm base. So I'm going to add in about 1/3 cup of henna to this mixture. Also make sure you add in some more water until you get the consistency of about cake batter. Alright, once you get the texture you want, let's go ahead and apply this to your hair. So when it comes to henna, we know henna actually only has one color that it offers, which is that reddish color. The Blossom dye, which gives it its color, only provides that reddish tint, and that's why when you want to arrange and add different other colors to your henna, you can create it by mixing different types of herbs such as amla or cassia, or even adding coffee or black tea to your henna to create richer toned browns. Now the key here is about how long you leave the henna on your hair. Now the longer you leave the henna on your hair, which for me will be about 3 to 4 hours, the richer the color you will receive. Now since I mixed the amla with it, it should become a nice reddish brown color, especially on my grays. If you're looking for a lighter dye release, you can go for a lesser time such as 1 hour. But I will note, if you have gray hairs or stubborn grays, you definitely want to maximize the amount of time henna is on your hair so that you can get maximum coverage, especially if you're doing a 2-step process like we will be doing in this video. Also, take note as to how I'm applying the mixture. I'm applying it very heavily and making sure I don't miss a spot. Now you can also section your hair off. Y'all know I'm really not a big comber and I'm just kind of pulling apart pieces here. But if you actually divide your hair into sections and make sure the insides and the outsides of the strands are evenly coated, you will create a more thorough application. And this will also aid in maximizing coverage. So take a few seconds and enjoy me applying the henna to my hair. Alright, now that the henna is fully coated, I'm just showing you how thick and evenly coated my hair is. Y'all, it definitely weighs the hair down. I'm going to tie it up in the back and put it into a ponytail and then cover this with saran wrap, a plastic bag, and then a scarf. This will help to generate more heat and better aid in a richer dye release. I left the henna on for 4 hours, and right before rinsing it off, I decided to create my indigo mixture to give it that blue-black appearance. Now this indigo I got from Henna Souk. I'm going to be using 100 grams, which is about 3.5 ounces. I'm just going to dump the container into the bowl. And then I have hot water, and I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt. Now the addition of the salt for me really aids in helping the indigo to bind to the strands, in particular to my gray strands, because they seem to be the most resistant when it comes to receiving the blue-black dye. So go ahead and pour the distilled water into your bowl. I added about 8 ounces of water to this mixture and continue stirring, and then you're going to set it off and let the dye release as well. I want to note the dye release for this takes about 15, maybe 25 minutes at most to start to see the dye release. Y'all can see that the color is a really nice rich color. Remember you guys, indigo gives that nice blue-black appearance. If you stir it a little, you'll notice underneath it's still green, but now is the time to begin your application. So I went ahead and rinsed off the henna, and y'all, my hair is feeling very, very moisturized. One of the wonderful things about having the gloss bar is that it contains conditioners, oils, and butters infused in it. And so your hair doesn't feel extremely dry. Now, obviously, if you were just stopping here and not continuing on, you could do a nice co-wash with your hair. But again, we're moving on to that 2-step process so we can get that rich black color. Okay, so I'm going to apply it in sections just like I did before with the henna. Now I want to note that indigo is very messy. I did initially leave it as chunky as before, but then later on I diluted it with a little bit more water. I wanted it to spread just a little bit easier onto my hair strands. But I would say henna is a very smooth mixture, while indigo can be a bit chunky and a bit more messy. Additionally, when it comes to indigo, you want to make sure that you put a towel down or remove anything that can be stained, because indigo is a powerful dye and it can stain light colored materials. Make sure you put a dark towel down, or you are away from anything that you don't want to possibly stain. And that does, yes, include your hands. Even though, y'all, I somehow have only one glove left, so one of my hands is going to be a bit more bluer than the other. So the color indigo is actually named after a plant called Indigofera. And indigo is famous because it produces that natural blue color, and the plant leaves are used to make the natural dye. And for many years, the leaves of certain indigo plants were used to make dyes, to color fabrics, that nice rich blue color. And actually, when I went to Morocco, they still use indigo to dye fabrics. So let's learn some of the benefits of using indigo in your hair. So indigo is said to help with premature graying, obviously not just by dyeing the hair, but with regular use can aid in slowing down the graying process, which for me, I would love to have those benefits right now. Additionally, indigo contains antibacterial and antifungal properties, which have been said to help soothe a dry and itchy scalp. Indigo is also said to help prevent hair fall by strengthening the hair shafts and the hair follicles and increasing blood circulation to the scalp. Again, some things to note is that I'm applying the mixture very heavily to my hair. Again, you want maximum coverage so that you don't have any grays popping out anywhere. If you need to add a little bit more to the mixture, by all means do so. I only had 100 grams left, so if you have more, the longer your hair is or the thicker your hair is, go in with maybe another 100 grams. Also, it's important to leave this mixture on for a minimum of 1 hour. 1 hour will give you a nice brown tone to your hair, but the longer you go, the better. My best results come when I do an indigo for 3 hours. So a 3-hour henna treatment to a 3-hour indigo treatment. Now, yes, this is very time consuming. And again, this is going to give me the darkest blue-black hair. But if you want a lighter range, you can try using the henna for an hour and the indigo for an hour to give you a lighter brown mixture. But again, the longer you leave on the herbs, the darker your hair should become. And again, I'm going to wrap my hair with saran wrap and a plastic bag. I also want to mention that using heat with indigo is a very, very powerful thing. It will actually aid in speeding up the dye release. So I did use a blow dryer just around my edges, around the stubborn grays, to make sure they heated up, and then I added the saran wrap and a plastic cap to help keep it insulated and help prevent it from drying out. Alright, so I just rinsed off the indigo. Y'all, I only left the indigo on for 2 hours. My scalp got a little bit itchy and I wanted to make sure I wasn't having an allergic reaction, because even though herbs are natural, you still can be allergic to them. But y'all, take a look at my hair. It's giving nice, rich, dark color. The color will begin to set more over the next 3 days. So I'll definitely make sure I include some footage of what my hair looks like. And y'all, after you rinse the indigo off, you really should not deep condition your hair. So I did use my conditioner to just kind of finger detangle my hair a little bit. It's not thoroughly detangled because I didn't want to remove all of the dye that I just worked so hard to bind to my hair. So I'm going to go ahead and just moisturize my hair, put it into a bun, and then on day 3, when I release it, I'm going to do a nice deep condition and then show you the final results of the Henna Indigo treatment. But y'all, I can already tell you that my grays are covered. My hair is looking nice and dark, which I haven't seen my hair this dark probably in some time. I'm going to go in and just go ahead and moisturize my hair with my hibiscus and shea base styler. And again, I'm going to do this again just lightly and put it into a bun for the next couple days, and then show you guys the final results afterwards.
Baby, this is what I'll do.
Alright you guys, so this is my hair in the top knot bun. I can already see that my grays are covered. So I'm really excited to see what my hair looks like in a couple days as the henna continues to oxidize and the colors continue to bind to the keratins in my hair strand. Alright you guys, now this is about 2.5 days later, not quite 3 days, but y'all, it's so black, but it has some chocolatey undertones. It's just giving richness, y'all. Tell me down below what you think about my hair color. I'll put some clips from the beginning of the video so you can kind of see the difference between my henna hair versus my indigo hair. But stay tuned for next week as we return back to our series focusing on herbs that help with hormonal related issues. But that's it for this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.